Timber ho! Timber ho! Lumberjacks are very important people. Yeah, they're super strong. Yeah, they chop wood and they use that wood to make newspapers and build ships and even build planes and Big Bear. No, I'm in the middle of something, Green Bear. And also Big Bear. What? Look. Oh. Storyteller? Why does it say lumberjills and not lumberjacks? Is this really the story of Jack and Jill went up the hill?
No. As a matter of fact, it's a very interesting story.
I figured there's always an interesting story behind the story.
And what happens, for example, if all the lumberjacks...
The ones who cut all the wood?
Yes. What happens if all the lumberjacks are recruited to go off to fight in World War II?
Well, I guess then they can't cut the wood?
But somebody has to.
Oh, I totally get it. Then that's when the lumberjills came into the picture. Oh, I guess you're right. I suppose that you still need to read the newspapers and make the ships and build the airplanes and stuff. Yeah. I mean, the lumberjacking business must go on. Or, in this case, the lumberjilling business. Is that a word? I'm not sure. We should look it up.
Well, while they are busy looking these things up, let us read about the unsung heroines of World War II. That's right, World War II. The world was at war, and all these fellas had to go off to fight. So, somebody had to take care of business. Pick up the axe and get it done. One pair of woolen socks pulled up to the knee. There she is. And I see we're in her room. And she's got this poster of national service. It's a cozy room. Oh, she's got books in there, I think. Very nice. Two loving parents smile and kiss their girl goodbye. 4 sturdy brown boots running down the road. 16 train cars chugging up the track. So we're in the countryside of wartime England. And it looks like, well, those are the parents. And she's off. And who's that? Is it her brother? Is it her husband? I guess we'll find out. 27 new girls signing up to serve with 2 hands willing to work and 1 stout heart apiece. So there they are signing up for the Timber Corps. And here we see posters on the era. For a healthy, happy job, join the Women's Land Army. Dig for victory. Women work for victory. Because that's right, all the same work still needed to be done that the fellas were used to doing. So the women, look at that, eager with full hearts and 2 arms ready to pick up. 1 pair of woolen socks pulled up to the knee. 8 blankets folded neatly make it feel like home. Oh, look at that. So they are actually out in a location. They're living there. That's what they call the Women's Timber Corps. That took up an axe to help their country. And then they didn't even have a lot of experience. But, well, that's what learning on the job is for, especially when it needs to be done. 200 cheerful girls learn to cut the trees. Ooh, that's a big tree. That's really tall. Oh, this axe is so heavy. I'm ready. I'll teach you girls, don't you worry. So 400 gum boots muddle through the mud, 2 hands willing to work, and 1 stout heart. 1 pair of woolen socks pulled up to the knee. 2 girls to chop and saw and split 1 giant tree. 1 girl measures well. Another leads the team. 1 cart is loaded high and moving to the mill. 6 painful blisters heal and strengthen over time. 2 hands willing to work and 1 stout heart. Now look at that. They're all pitching in together, learning. Some girls are better at the measuring. Another is good at the leading. And they all have their woolen socks pulled up to their knee. That was the look of the day. And look at that. They work together. They got blisters because have you ever wielded an axe or a big pair of scissors, anything physical where you have to use your hands a lot, like StoryTeller, but books are gentle. these girls were wielding heavy duty stuff, and it was hard work, and you would get blisters, and then they'd get stronger, and then it wouldn't bleed or hurt anymore. It was a sacrifice they were happily making. One pair of woolen socks pulled up to the knee. One sweater, soft and green, warms against the chill. 3 girls burn the brush as well as warm the tea. 400 girls sing while they walk to camp. Look at that. So they all have a uniform, right? The socks, the green sweaters, and look at that. They have their tea going because they're British. They must have a proper tea every afternoon. 5 nights are spent indoors writing letters home. 2 games are all they have, and they play them till they're bored. It looks like they got some cards over there. A couple of games they play. Look at that. They're hanging their socks up there. This one's writing a letter home. These 2 are having a cup of cocoa. This one's maybe, oh yeah, she's definitely writing a letter home and reading a letter from home and responding to it. And she's just having a quiet moment with her thoughts. 2 hands willing to work and 1 stout heart. 1 pair of woolen socks pulled up to the knee. 1 coat, big and brown, for working in the snow. Brr. So when the sweater's not enough, they've got the big brown coat. 4 o'clock, the sun is down and all must leave the woods. 4 miles down the lanes until they reach the light. Did you hear that? They had to walk 4 miles through the woods as the light was waning. Wow, they were super fit. That was like the gym membership plan that was already included with the job. 1 dance hall, brightly lit. The band played loud and clear. 10 shades of lipstick, red smile, big and bright. 47 servicemen are at the weekend dance. 2 hands willing to hold and 1 stout heart. So they're all dancing and having a good time and taking a break from all their labors and their cares about the war. I bet some of them met their future husbands there, and some of those fellows were lucky enough to meet their very strong, stout-hearted future wives. 1 pair of woolen socks pulled up to the knee. 2,000 lumberjills singing Timber Ho! 10 million trees cut and sent into the war. Wow. So if you're wondering if they made a difference, they made 10 million differences. As telegraph poles and roadblocks and pit props and more. As warships and fast trains and airplanes galore. As wood for trucks and wood for crates. Wood for fences. Wood for gates. The wood was being used everywhere, in the planes, on the trains, in the warships, everywhere. They needed these supplies. This was not an option. 10 million trees cut and sent into the world for those at home and those away. That faith and hope would light the way. 2 hands willing to work and 1 stout heart. See what's happening here? They're reading letters that they have sent to one another. Back home to their parents. 1 pair of woolen socks pulled up to the knee. 16 train cars up the tracks. Oh, is it the end? They're saying their goodbyes here, playing one last game of that card game they were probably tired of, but now they're going to miss it because they're going to miss each other's company. And they formed their own traditions out there, I'm sure. 4 faithful brown boots coming down the road. 2 loving parents wave and kiss their girl hello. 27 good friends singing the same song of 2 hands willing to work and 1 stout heart. So that must have been her brother, yes. And he came back from the war and she came back from her lumberjill duties, and the parents so happy to have their kids back and so happy and proud that they did a job well done. And the book, which is fantastic, right? Did you ever even hear about these lumberjills in England of World War II? Apparently 8,500 British girls joined the little-known Women's Timber Corps, armed with nothing but 4.5-pound axes, 6-pound saws, and the willingness to pick them up. Oh, no wonder they had, those, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the word. But anyway, no wonder that their hands hurt and that they had all that going on. Well, the average lumberjill was only 18. 18, that's it. Just a teenager, not much older than you. And they came from all walks of life. But the deal that they all shared is that most of them had never, ever lifted an axe before. Have you ever lifted an axe before? Because I sure haven't lifted an axe before.
You don't let me lift an axe.
You can absolutely not lift an axe.
No.
Not until you're older.
Okay, like tomorrow?
A lot older.
How much training did these girls have? Like, maybe I can get it.
Well, they had a whole month of training in chopping down a tree.
A whole month?
And then they also had to remove the bark and the branches and then cross-cut it and measure it.
Oh, this sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And they worked all over England and Scotland. I mean, they lived in primitive conditions. I mean, would you be willing to do that?
By primitive, do you mean like no Wi-Fi?
No, like no electricity. Or heat. Or hot water.
But everybody knows bears really enjoy hot baths at the end of their day.
And this is true. But tough times call for tough measures.
I guess so.
And, well, they had to, do whatever it took.
I'm really impressed with the lumberjills that went up the hill to fetch a bunch of wood. Did you just make that up? I sure did. Wow, maybe I can be a rapper like you. I don't think so, but anyway, I would like to try to rhyme with your rap stuff.
Off they go to create a rap about the lumberjills. And, well, now you know that when, tough times call for tough measures, and you can do anything that is needed when it's called for. You have what? You have 2 arms. You have a stout heart. You have a good, sharp mind. So you can do whatever is necessary out there, can't ya? See you next time, kid, on KidTime StoryTime.